Welcome to Maine Public News Connect, original news stories from Maine Public Radio, airing weekly in Spanish, French, Portuguese, Somali, and English. I'm your host, Ari Snider. Today is Friday, April 26th, and here are the week's top stories. Several environmental groups are suing the Maine Department of Environmental Protection for failing to cut carbon emissions as required by state law. They say the DEP and the Board of Environmental Protection have not adopted a single policy to cut transportation emissions in the 5 years since Maine's climate law was adopted. That law requires the state to cut emissions by 80% by 2050. Transportation accounts for the largest share of Maine's carbon emissions, which contribute to global warming. A similar lawsuit brought by environmentalists against the Massachusetts Department of Environmental Protection over its failure to implement carbon reduction goals was successful in 2016. Maine will receive $61 million in federal funding to expand access to clean energy in low-income communities. Maine will use its grants to facilitate individual solar energy projects and support cooperatively owned community solar. Nearly all states received some funding from the program through the Inflation Reduction Act legislation. White House officials estimate the program will result in more than $8 billion in savings on electric bills. A Penobscot County man is the first person to face felony charges in a new Department of Justice investigation into marijuana illegally grown in Maine. Penobscot County Sheriff's officers searched the suspect's home north of Bangor in late February and found almost 40 pounds of marijuana grown without a state-approved license. A statement from the U.S. Attorney said there are approximately 100 active illegal growing operations in Maine, which may have ties to criminal enterprises. In recent months, law enforcement has discovered several large illegal marijuana operations across central Maine. Protesters from across southern Maine rallied in Portland last week to call attention to the plight of children caught in the Gaza conflict. About 75 people, including more than 24 children, gathered in Monument Square to call for a permanent ceasefire. The United Nations Humanitarian Affairs Office estimates that more than 14,000 children have been killed since the Israel-Hamas war started on October 7th. International aid organizations say more than 1 million of Gaza's children are no longer able to go to school because nearly 90% of schools and universities are damaged or destroyed there. The Youth Rally for Gaza's Children was organized by the Coalition for Palestine. This has been Maine Public News Connect. We'll see you next time. Thank you to our excellent community partners for supporting and contributing to this program. Maine Public News Connect has been made possible by individual supporters and foundations from across Maine, as well as Koo and Patricia Yuen, cPort Credit Union, Hannaford Supermarkets, MaineHousing, and IDEXX. Maine Public News Connect is made possible by Koo and Patricia Yuen, committed to bridging cultural differences in our communities.
Juntos. Ensemble.
Warajir.
Junto.
cPort Credit Union. Together.
Hannaford Supermarkets, celebrating the diversity of its employees, customers, and communities, and committed to fostering a welcoming environment. Together, they're greater than groceries. Learn more at hannaford.com.
At MaineHousing, we know an affordable home is key. Our first home loan program offers Mainers low interest rates and down payment assistance on multi-unit properties. Learn more at MaineHousing.org.
If you've lost your health insurance or had a major life event, you can find a plan that fits and financial help to pay for it at coverme.gov. Things are changing with MaineCare. Stay connected to stay covered. Update your information today at mymaineconnection.gov. Good work lives here. The Maine Apprenticeship Program gives you a paid job and training. Learn more at maine.gov/apprenticeship.